Hey, this is Dr. Ranicki with Dr. Ranicki's Creating Wellness Center in Savannah, Georgia. So I had a question posed recently about how can I get free chiropractic care? And actually there are a couple of ways that you can get free chiropractic care. So one of the easier ways that you could get free chiropractic would be to marry a chiropractor. Generally speaking, chiropractors are not charging their spouses for care, yet they are very interested in making sure their spouses are getting chiropractic care. So you could start hanging out at chiropractic colleges and chiropractic seminars and see what you can make happen on the dating scene. The other option you could do is to become a chiropractor yourself. You could go to chiropractic school, and I would actually encourage that, and I'll talk a little bit about that in an upcoming video. It's a great profession, one that I've loved dearly and will for the rest of my life. And if you become a chiropractor, then you will get free chiropractic care. We generally don't charge our colleagues for care. It's an even exchange type of situation, professional courtesy. So you could become a chiropractor and then you'll get free chiropractic care. Those are your two options. Now, some people will say, well, I'm obviously not willing to go to chiropractic school and I'm already married, so that's not really an option for me either. So what are my other options for getting dirt cheap chiropractic care? And the reality is there are places that you could get dirt cheap chiropractic care. There are a couple of chiropractic franchises that pride themselves on having a price for their adjustment that is half the price or less of what most chiropractors charge. But one thing I've noticed is that since the major one of those chains has come to my town, the price does keep going up a little bit. I think that they are finding their price point just isn't a viable point for business. And then they're having to increase their fees because they're just not able to stay in business at that point. But the thing I want you to realize, of course, is that like with anything else, you get what you paid for. So in those franchises, they're typically not doing much of a consultation. They're doing little to no examination, and they're not taking any x-rays. They're not looking to see what you need in particular compared to anybody else. It's just kind of this one size fits all, come however often you want, whenever you want type of thing. Nothing about here's the problem that we found and here's what our recommendations are and here's what it will take to correct it. And here's how we'll know if it's getting corrected or not. And if your thought process is, well, I'll know if it's getting fixed because it's getting better, because my pain is getting better, realize, of course, that Tylenol doesn't fix anything, yet it still will make you feel better. The same can be true for chiropractic care. You can get an adjustment that makes you feel better, but didn't actually fix anything. So if you've ever heard somebody say, oh, once you go to a chiropractor, you feel better for a little while, but then it seems to keep coming right back. Well, that's somebody that is seeing a chiropractor that is not actually fixing the problem, but just giving them a little bit of temporary relief. And I'll tell you this, that even at the cheap chiropractic places, it's still way more expensive than a Tylenol. It still makes for a ridiculously expensive temporary pain relief option. My suggestion to you is this. The way that you're going to get the absolute best value and get the best result and have the lowest cost overall is to see a chiropractor that will do a proper evaluation, examination, take x-rays, and then develop a plan of what it's going to take to correct your problem and then actually have it corrected. Because once it's corrected, you can discontinue your care and not have to worry about this problem is going to keep coming back and coming back. You do not have to be a chiropractic patient for the rest of your life. Certainly you can. It's a choice that many people make that they want to continue doing it for ongoing wellness care, but you can just correct the problem. But on the other hand, if you're doing just enough to not hurt, just enough to get out of pain and have a little bit of relief, but not actually fixing the problem, that may cost less in the short term, but because it never goes away, you never really get to go away either. You feel the need to continue on with chiropractic care because you feel better for a little while, but then it comes back, and you try to tolerate and put up with it for a while, but then it builds to a point where it's so bad that you just can't put up with it anymore, and then you have to go back to the chiropractor, and you just keep doing that for the rest of your life, or until it gets so bad that now chiropractic isn't working anymore, or that you just have to keep going more and more often and getting shorter and shorter lasting relief, and that's just way more expensive than getting the problem dealt with, getting it fixed, and resolved once and for all. That is the most cost-effective strategy, with the exception of marrying the chiropractor. Going to chiropractic school may not be the most cost-effective either. By the time you finish paying off your student loans, that's not necessarily the cheapest option. But you probably earn much, much more money as a chiropractor than your student loans will ever cost you, so I guess that does pay for itself after all. All right, so like I said, in another video coming up, I'll talk about if you have any interest in going to chiropractic college, what that process is like, and what my recommendations to you would be there. Thanks again for your attention. Dr. Ranicki with Dr. Ranicki's Creating Wellness Center in Savannah, Georgia, and certainly please let us know if there's anything we can do to help you.